Oh, I haven't done a video in a while, but I'm gonna have to do this video because I kind of been seeing stuff on the internet, and it's kind of like, I don't know, it just seemed like there's too many goofy people out there. So it was like this one dude, he was talking about this video. He was talking about the game that never goes away. Really, is Cyberpunk. In the news, they just can't stay out of the news. Is about like one of the things this dude was talking about in Cyberpunk was about clipping. And some dude kind of didn't understand what clipping was until he was like, "Oh, it means like when your model goes through the clothes." Now, this is basically what clipping is, which he wasn't sure, but he was right. And it's like this is what basically clipping is. When your character's model is going through clothes, like just like how this is. Like that's clipping because there's no collision on the model and there's no collision on the clothes because all everything solid has to have some type of collision. And it seems like Cyberpunk didn't put any collisions on the clothes, or not enough. Like they didn't subdivide it enough. Like it's like everything is a hard surface, and it's like the model is overlapping through the actual clothes. Now there is see, like, I don't even know if it's gonna pop up. Yeah, it's gonna pop up here. See, it's like collision, and then you got the cloth, you got force field and all this stuff, rigid body. But I mean, if you're using like models and clothes, you're definitely going to be using this like the clothes. Like I haven't even tried this yet on my own stuff cuz I'm basically just modeling the clothes. Like I'm taking my time inch by inch learning and doing these certain things. You know what I mean? Even though I should be trying to like branch out and experiment past the actual modeling process of the clothes and the models themselves. But it's like on some real shit, it's like why is this happening in a game like this? And I was sitting up here laughing to myself like the other day because I was watching this dude's video and he was talking about the game, and I'm like you. And then there was another video that this dude compared, like I said before in other videos, you had GTA 1 and 2 had police chases. They did a better job. They did a better job in Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2. And what was one came out when 97, and 2 came out in October 99, I think. They did a better job 20 some odd years ago. And it's like you can't outbeat a game that came out 20 something years ago with police chases. It's like, why, dude? Why? It's just it's basically comical. How bad they made that game and sit up there trying to act like no, bro. All the excuses that I've heard that you can't seriously sit up there and you can't sit up there and act like, oh, we didn't know or we didn't see this shit. And then it's like, look, I've been trying to tell people this for a while, but see, but nobody listens to me. There are places. I don't know exactly what they are. I don't know exactly what they are. Like there's places where you could just get mocap, um, mocap, like movements. Like it's already pre-rendered mocap movements, like guns, shooting guns, running, walking, climbing. It's like a lot of mocap animations. You could go to a website and get mocap animations. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I know there's a place. I don't know what the name of the place is, but there's a place. There's a place where you can literally get like codes. Now, if they're like specific codes that you're trying to do, like that your game does that others can't, then you got to probably do them from scratch. But if you got like basic codes, like wind movement or like whatever, there's a place where you can go to get the shit. And then you got these dudes sitting up there acting like um you got these dudes that's been in the game for a while. They've coded The Witcher, but it's like you can't figure out how to like code police chases or certain collisions like cloth simulations or some shit. Like it's just like all the stuff they've been saying about this game, talking all this type of shit, talking about like, oh, we needed more time. Look, bro, it does not. Okay, now we know they've been really working on this game since 2016. So you're telling me in the span from 2016 to at least when they announced the first release date in October, what was it, October 16th, 2020, you couldn't come up with the codes to do a police chase, bro? Like, come on, dude. It does not take you that long. I argue, I'm not a coder, but I would argue that it wouldn't even take you 4 months to do this shit. It would take you less time to do that shit. And you sitting up there like, oh, we didn't know how to fix. Come on, dude. Just stop lying to. I mean, you're literally lying to people. I mean, on some real shit, you are literally lying to people. It does not take you that long to do some police shit. When you and then it's like, oh, like our games, we was just too ambitious. So you could not possibly be that ambitious that you couldn't do shit that games did 20 some odd years ago. Like there's not enough ambition in the world where you couldn't have done that. Again, stop lying. I mean, you are literally lying to people on some real shit. Cause you just trying to make it seem like no. All since see, this is the thing. A lot of people that play video games don't know how the shit works. So it's just like to a regular person that's just playing games, they're just gonna assume that since making a video game is somewhat difficult. I would say it's somewhat difficult. So you got the average player looking at it like, well, I don't know. So I'm gonna just take their word for it because um it's a difficult thing field to like learn, and you gotta know all this shit so they would know. But I'm telling you as somebody that's actually working on a game. slash like other movie projects with this shit. And it's like it no, they're straight up lying, bro. Just like I said, because it doesn't take you that long to do coding. Like I guarantee you, I could guarantee you this. Since I don't know coding, I can guarantee you this. I could learn coding and learn how to do a police chase faster than 4 years. So I'm like if I really wanted to like really learn, because it seems like I'm gonna have to learn how to code anyway. Just because I'm doing this shit by myself. You know what I mean? So I could learn how to do some real shit in 4 years. So like I said, trust and believe. It doesn't take like 3 years or however long the time frame was from 2016. I would say from 2016 to 2019. They could have literally made that shit in that time. And then it's not like, okay, it'll be different if it was one person like me working on some shit. Then it's like, okay, they they didn't have the time, because like for me, I be bouncing from models to models. Like I'm doing Source the other day, I was doing Axe, then it was like I was working on my daughter's clothes, blah blah blah. And it's like I'm not finishing none of this stuff, so I'm bouncing around because I just feel like working on a particular thing this particular day. But you got like a group of people that like do certain tasks. Like you got the person doing the like material slash shaders. You got somebody doing the clothes. You got somebody doing the animations. You got somebody, um, even the earlier stage drawing like certain like parts of how buildings look. It's not one person doing everything. So there's a group of people that have to do certain tasks, and you can't, like I just don't understand. I just don't understand what went wrong, because they're seriously sitting up here lying, and everybody's eating the shit up. Everybody's eating the shit up. I mean, I'm sitting up here laughing at this shit like damn. And then just seeing the different communities, out there just sitting up there eating this shit up is just, it's basically comical on your end also, because it's just like, it's like everybody's just like eating up everything they keep saying, and it's just like, oh, it's gonna get better type shit. It's like, nah, bro, stop. Cause y'all, like I said, y'all looking like hoes at this point. Like y'all got Stockholm syndrome. Like y'all just waiting for, like, nah, bro, don't wait for this shit. And they just sat up there and lied. And then talking about like the devs and everything. Like I said, somebody was programming something. I mean, I understand that they was trying to like tell like the higher ups, and they was like, nah, we want this out. And even with that, again, to sit up there and try to act like we just wanted the money, you would have literally, I'm gonna reiterate this again. You could have literally held off on this game, and just off of the interest of just them in the news, like, oh, they keep delaying the game, they keep delaying the shit, would have kept Cyberpunk in the news, so it would have just never like faded away. So you could have delayed the game when it was ready and came out like, I don't know, August 3rd, and you would have got the same amount of money then. You didn't even have to rush it because people was waiting for this shit. Like I said, it's not my game. So the whole shit could crash and burn for all I care. But it's just constantly seeing people just keep giving this shit a pass over and over again. It's honestly ridiculous. I mean, it's like real ridiculous. You know what I mean? And it just feels like they're not even trying to have pride in their shit. And 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 then they coming out with this apology. It's like, how could you believe their apology? I mean, they straight up, they sat up there, knew they was lying the first time, and then now they want to cop and please and act like they're sorry. And then they want to sit up there, and I was trying to hold back the other day about this shit, but it's like they wanted to make the game like GTA, but then take out everything that made GTA GTA. Like, you can't buy apartments. It's not in third person, or at least a third person, first person switch. Like, toggle that shit. Um, what other things they had? There's no thing you could customize the character after the character customization. Like, they literally took out everything that made GTA GT. No cop chases, no nothing. But it's like, we want to have a GTA type game. Like, what type of sense does that make? And then, but again, you got gullible people making videos talking about we're basically waiting for this shit to get good. Like, I shouldn't have to spend $60 on a game and wait for this shit to get good. If it ain't good now, then it ain't never gonna get good. So fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is up with y'all? I mean, this shit is just insane. You know what I mean? It's just like there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing right now that I'm actually not feeling. So I'm gonna just be like, let me just, delete it and start over again. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna just accept any old thing. Like, even for me, I'm not just gonna accept any old thing and just pass it off like, oh, this here is good. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm just not accepting the shit. So I'm like, and truth be told, like, even with the story, even with the cyberpunk story, it's nothing but Johnny Mnemonic. I mean, Johnny Mnemonic had three images in his head that he had to get out. He had to go to some corporation to get, like, basically, like, the corporation that he was. How did the story go? But it was tied to that corporation, and people was trying to get. He was trying to get it out of his head. Spider was basically the Ripper Doc. You see what I'm saying? So it basically had a lot of Johnny Mnemonic themes to it, except for three images. It's just a shard where it's basically Johnny Mnemonic's construct. Cause like Keanu Reeves is the dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking. I ain't saying nothing about him, but it's just like he's just a more jaded Johnny Mnemonic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, cause even I wouldn't even say like the Voodoo Boys was like Jones, not Jones. Well, um, what was his name? Oh, what was Ice-T's name in the movie? I can't even remember. Yeah, I can't even remember, but like I mean, they was technically them. They just kind of took it to another direction. But again, I'm like, nah, bro. Uh, yeah. So anyway, like I said, y'all motherfuckers, y'all can keep doing this shit all y'all want to. But I'm just here to basically say that a lot of the stuff, I mean, they just keep lying about this game. They honestly just keep lying about this shit, and people just keep accepting it. And people made their videos, and people are still making this shit. I mean, I'm not one of those people to be like, all this shit is old news. I'm not one of those people and shit. Like, nah. But I mean, people just keep clowning this shit. Damn. You know what? Nope. I'm not gonna delete this. I just need to. I need to figure out something. Merge these as center. I want to do these other ones need merging. Yup. See, I don't even know how this even happened. You know what I mean? But again, I'm just not gonna be like, oh, since it looks like it works, then I'm gonna just keep going with the shit. Nah. But again, they fucked their own shit. They it's like they didn't even shoot themselves in the foot. They shot themselves in both feet. And then I don't even know what else. They shot themselves in the legs and in the elbows. I mean, they clearly fucked their own They literally fucked their own project up. And you knew that people. It's just like this dude. It's this dude on Instagram, and he be saying shit like oh, I can't wait for you to actually finish this. You know what I'm saying? I be telling him like, oh, bro, it's gonna take me a while since I'm doing this shit by myself. You know what I'm saying? But he kind of, it's like he wants me to like work on this, but he's like he likes what I do, but kind of wants it to not be just grayscale models. He wants me to like put colors and shit to it. And I hear what he's saying. I completely hear what he's saying. But it's making me feel like, damn, I gotta really like do some extra shit now. Cause there's a dude that wants me to really get to it. So it's like Cyberpunk knew they've heard people talk about the goodwill this company had. You know, people like what they did. You know, so shouldn't it have behooved them to be like, you know, we're gonna come out with a good solid product. Fuck the release date. You know what I'm saying? It's like fuck all that. We're gonna have a good product and it's gonna be good. We don't care about the release date. But no, they was just so money hungry that they just completely was like, no, we don't care. We really don't. And we just want the money. You know, cause even going back to the clipping thing, see how I'm scaling the like the basically the clamp in the main sword and make sure that it was wide enough for this handle could fit in here. Now if it didn't, like it would just be like you'll see it like clip, like that's clipping. So it's like nah, you know what I mean? And since it's like I'm making sure all these swords that go in this main one look and feel like it's operational, like there's something in it that clicks in. You know what I mean? And I'm making sure it's like rounded enough because I don't feel like basically breaking, like deleting the faces and doing all this shit. So it looks like okay, it's doing what it's supposed to do. But again, Cyberpunk, I don't know what the deal is, and it's just like now that stocks have kind of gotten up. Again, it's just rewarding bad behavior. There is no way this was a good game. I'm gonna just be on record. Cyberpunk is not a good game. I mean, on some real shit, like it's a game. It did what it did. It did what it was supposed to do something, but it didn't do it. But it's the real world implications that made it like ruins the shit. It's like like people say, "Oh, this is a 9 out of 10." No, it's a 0 out of 10, bro. Because the real world implications, they knew they was lying before they put this game out, and they just let it go. And you wouldn't have to make an apology video if you did the right thing the first time. You had mad dudes in your shit saying, yo, there's no way we can make this game come out in 2020. We need at least 2021 or 2022. But the people at the top was like, nope. And it's just like all our goodwill and reputation be damned. It's like, why would you do that? Like, why? If you knew people was anticipating this shit, why would you sit up there and just say fuck it? Like I said, for me, I'm basically making this game because I'm tired of seeing other people's shit. I'm tired of playing other people's shit. So I'm making this. I'm just like everybody doesn't exist. Just say it's I Am Legend. I'm the last man, and I'm making this game. I'm making this game because I want to play a good solid game that something I wrote, something I made. I'm not going to sit up there and half-ass this shit because nobody else is going to play it, so it's just whatever. No, I'm going to make this shit like millions upon millions of people going to be buying this shit. And of course, you could say like, oh, I don't like this character, I don't like that character. It's like whatever, but I know damn well you ain't gonna compare my shit to Cyberpunk. I'll be damned if that shit ever happened. No, 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 no. I'm not gonna sit up there and no, hell no. Like I said, I will sit up there and have this game finished and be testing shit out for a year and just be like, you know what I mean? Like I'll be like, yo, this shit ain't looking right. I mean, we gotta fix this shit. And like I said, if I figure out how to code, I will be like if I have a team of people or some shit, I would be basically like working on the shit with my team. You know what I'm saying? Because it'd just be like another creative thing that I'm doing. But like I said, these dudes, I don't know who these dudes are that's at the head of these companies, but it just seems like they just don't care about the craft of video games. It's just like we just some rich assholes that just we just want to make money off of something. I mean, there's no work ethic. There's no love for the shit. Like at these studios, like I said, and for me, there is no way on God's green earth that I would have got CD Projekt Red to make my shit in the first place. I would not get Ubisoft or CD Projekt Red to program my VCR if I had one. Damn sure I wouldn't let them work on the game. I don't know what Mike Pondsmith was thinking, but I wouldn't have no. I would have got like Square. I would have tried to get like I would have just got somebody else. I wouldn't have gotten no. He made a mistake with that one. He made a grave mistake. Because I don't know what he was thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, making a video game is a tedious process. You know, because I'm like looking at the screen. I'm not looking at any, like I'm not, half the time I'm not saying nothing. Especially the early days of my videos, I wasn't saying nothing. Because I mean, trying to like concentrate and talk at the same time, that shit is crazy. But like I said, now I'm a little bit more comfortable in the shit. And I got enough experience to let people know, like, no, they again, they sat up there and just straight up lied. And y'all motherfuckers could eat the shit up if y'all want to, because y'all don't listen to people like me. Like, what do I know type shit. And it's like the ins and outs about creating the shit. I mean, nobody really knows about it. So it's just like if there was like a astronaut, and the astronaut came to me and was like, yeah, I gotta like lift 100, like I gotta do 100 like sit-ups and push-ups a day, you know, to get space ready and do all this extra shit. And I'm gonna just be like, I'm gonna just take his word for it, because I don't know. And he's the astronaut. Be like, oh, damn, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like just all this crap. Like I gotta think backwards 5 times a day and do handstands sideways in zero gravity with the like just all this other crazy shit that you don't have to do. Like I mean, you don't have to do handstands, but it's just like whatever. He knows. I'm just take his word for it. You know what I'm saying? But if an astronaut was like, "No, you don't have to do all that," then you know what I mean? But like I said, this whole cyberpunk shit, they should just let this game die. Cause it's just like every time like they come up with a patch, then they gotta patch that. Like I said, they shot themselves in the feet and the hands. I mean, you clearly knew that. Why? See, this is the thing that I don't get. I don't understand. Why did you sit up here and lie? I mean, people was going to find out about the lie. So it's like, why even do it? What was the purpose of lying? Or what was the purpose of this shit? What was the purpose of lying to all your fans that like this shit? Like, I never played The Witcher. I never played none of the Witcher games. But it's like you had the model, you had the shit right there. Why did you come up with a first person? Like, it was Cyberpunk was supposed to be in third person, like how I said a long time ago, and I took the video down. But I got memes that I made of LeBron James on my Instagram page, Brogito D36. I got the shit. And then you switch it to first. But then it's like you had the camera rig for a third person with The Witcher. Why are you making, I mean, you see the animations of people like your character punching weird and just not walking right. It just seems like they only did first person to cover up all the bullshit. That's exactly what they did. Because what was the purpose of having the shit like you could create a character if you wasn't going to see the motherfucker most of the time? And then have it in first person. And then this is the thing. Again, let me bring up something. This right here, boom, is the light. If I put a plane like the geometry, the plane right here, and I adjust the light past the sword would cast a shadow on the plane. Everything that, I mean, it's like the light would cast shadows on everything. How come I got a bald-headed shadow on my character, even though I created my character in the character customization with hair in the first place? Now the light the hair is gone from the shadow. Again, you got GTA that came out in 2013 that did a better job at that. My character's hair casts a shadow. You got Saints Row, of all people, did a better job at this shit than a game that came out in 2020. Again, the police chases. You had GTA 1 and 2 do a better job. And that was top down. Like, come on, bro. I mean, this was like the Tyra Banks meme. Like, we were all rooting for you type shit. And you just was like, I'm going to just fuck up this opportunity. Just throw this shit away. Like, why the fuck would you do that shit? And you know people was hyped over. I mean, the hype level was through the fucking roof. That alone should have been like, we're not lying to nobody. We making the best shit ever. But you was like, nope, the 2018 or whenever the fuck that came out, that demo was a lie. Why the fuck would you do some shit like that? And then you had shit in the game and you took the features out. I guarantee you, if whenever my shit comes out, there is no motherfucking way that I would have features in my shit. Tell people, like, have the narrator, like, you could do this with the sword and you could stab people multiple times in one action and all this shit. But then when the game comes out, it's just a chop. Like what happened to all this other extra shit? Like, you stab, like, how many swords this got? Like, what, 4? It's like, I'm stabbing you with one main sword, then the other swords pop out, then I'm slicing you with a 3-hit combo, and the more times you mash the buttons, the more combos you do. It's like, oh shit, and you see the character flying up in the air and doing all this crazy shit, and then when the game comes out, it's gone. Like, I wouldn't even have my team put some shit together like that and then not have it in the game. It doesn't matter what it is. If it was so minute, if there's a character eating something, even if it was like, it's pointless to have it in there, but we still put it in the shit to begin with, that shit stays. I don't give a fuck how small, mundane, or minute the shit is. If I'm putting my team through the shit, it's going to be there. Why the fuck do these games come out with these trailers and then it is like the shit they like, where's this shit at? And then it's like when they get the backlash, then they want to be like, oh, we sorry, and then it's in some DLC. It wouldn't have been in the DLC if people didn't get on their ass. But since people are on their ass, then it's like, oh, we sorry, and then now we gotta put the shit in the DLC. The shit should have been in there. If you showed us a trailer like whenever, and then your game comes out 2 years from now, that shit in the trailer 2 years ago better be in the motherfucking game. Why the fuck are you taking this shit out? Especially nowadays with this whole PlayStation, with this SSD bullshit. There's no excuse why you're taking out features, because the system can handle it. What the fuck is up with this shit? Like I said, mad people are lying. And the people just sit up there eating this shit. Like, motherfucker, fuck y'all. I just, like I said, for the life of it's like these, especially like these players, these raggedy ass influencers, y'all some raggedy ass bitches and hoes. Because especially the people that played the shit prior to, let's get on some real shit with these influencers, the people that don't do shit. Y'all motherfuckers sat up there, got review codes to this game. You couldn't put out nothing. You couldn't put out gameplay. All you had to do was talk about the shit. But you talked about the shit like there was no bugs or no issues with the game. And then when the shit comes out and how fucked up this shit is, now you gotta basically eat your own motherfucking words in your own motherfucking video, talking shit like, clenching your pearls like, what? Then voguing and shit like this is a surprise. It's a surprise now. And you only do that shit just so you can keep being invited to these press conferences and shit. Motherfucker, if there's some shit fucked up, just let motherfuckers know, because they would have saved $66. Or however much they paying the shit in tax. The fuck you misleading people for? And you supposed to be an influencer? See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all motherfuckers are raggedy, man. Y'all motherfuckers don't deserve shit. Because if you misleaded people, it'll be one thing if you was on some real shit and was like, yo, I'ma just say fuck it. This shit is trash. Like they T-posing all over the goddamn place. Mad shit crazy. People would respect you more. But if you sit up there acting like, oh, this is the greatest game since whenever, like this is like God bless the computers and the system with the shit, and then it's like, then it's buggy. Like, the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You sitting up there lying about this shit. Like I said, these motherfuckers, whoever sat up there, and there's some people, I don't want to give no names, no shout outs. There's some people that need to go somewhere. They need to fade away quickly. Because they were the main ones talking shit about like, oh, how great this game is. He got a cringy outro. And it's like, then he had to sit up there and say some new shit. And the company themselves. I mean, you had experience with The Witcher 1, 2, and then obviously they weren't that great until the third one came out. So it was like, okay, third time's the charm. We know certain shit. So let's make sure this new game that we make in Cyberpunk is up to par. But it's like, nope, we changing the shit. Like, and again, if you have a game, like, this is just my theory. If you have a game that's primarily known for something, not saying nobody can't branch out, but it's just like Square Enix, for instance. If they wanted to get into the racing game, like they want to be like what is called Frieza, whatever, any like Gran Turismo, any racing game, it would be odd for them to really pull that off because they're not experienced with racing games. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is just my humble opinion and my theory. If you are known for something, at least don't try to do something else that's way out of your league. If you're going to gradually get into that, you see what I'm saying? Don't sit up there and do some like outrageous shit, like for especially for like Cyberpunk. You already had the shit in third person with The Witcher. Okay, make Cyberpunk in third person, but then be like, oh, since we're trying to be like GTA toggled the camera from first to third back in 2014. So let's implement it that way. It could cater to both people that want to do the shit in first and or in third, so we could have it that way. It's like, no, we want to be like GTA, but we're gonna scrap third person. We want to be like GTA, but you can't get no apartments. You can't buy no shit. No, we trying to be like GTA, but you can't customize the car. We trying to be like GTA and all this other shit that we don't want to be. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? What the fuck was that? I just, again, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with y'all, but it's just something. It's just something off. It's just something off. It's just something just ain't making sense. It's just something is just not right. And then you sitting up here acting like, I don't know what y'all acting like. This shit is insane. But I just, damn, dude, where is this? Where's the one that I didn't finish? And what number is this? But anyway, I'm out, man. I just had to come on here and just basically vent, cause I knew how fucked up this was going to be when they said it was going to be in first person. I was like, nah, this shit ain't cool, bro. I had a falling out with one of these cyberpunk fanboys because they like this shit so much, and I got in the game's ass before this shit came out. Now what are they saying? What are they saying? What are they saying? They have to be saying something. But they sit there because the last time I seen this particular person, they sit up there trying to basically give cover to people. It's like, dude, this was the, like I said, I've been playing video games for a very long time. 89, Christmas 89. I've never seen this game this hyped in my life. And then just destroy itself damn near overnight. It wasn't even a gradual fuck up. It was just like I mean, the hype was just astronomical. I've never seen. Listen to me, people. I have never seen a game this hyped in my life. Not even with Red Dead Redemption coming off the heels of GTA 5 that made $6 billion. The most profitable entertainment property of all time. Not even Red Dead Redemption had this shit. This Cyberpunk was hyped to the high heavens and then just got obliterated. Basically overnight, like I said. But you got people still trying to hold on hope. Nah. This game was bad. And you know what? I'm not going to get on a high horse or nothing. But I'm gonna be, cause I kind of did not want to keep talking about this shit. But anytime I feel like it, I'm gonna just talk about this shit. I'm gonna just talk about this shit. And even with my with why what I was talking about, the features, why they cut out shit. Like all the main characters, cause you're seeing my daughter's acts. All the main characters have 10 weapons. Like 10 different axes, 10 different swords or whatever. I'm not going to reduce that number. It's 10. As of right now, it's 10. If I feel like it, I'm just going to keep adding on to it. They might have like 13, 15, or like 20 weapons or something. However I'm feeling, but the minimum each main character is going to have 10. That's just the standard. If, like I said, if I feel like it, I'm just add on to it. There's not going to be a time where it's just like everything is reduced. There's some people that come in late in the game that have 5 weapons just because they came late. But again, I might add on to their shit just for the hell of it. Like I said, these companies be lying to people. They be straight lying. People be eating this shit up. They got Stockholm syndrome. They act like prostitutes and shit. And I'm not disparaging prostitutes, but it's just like y'all acting like bitches. Y'all acting like straight up bitches. Y'all sitting up there letting these companies lie to you and then make videos hoping these motherfuckers get their act right. Money over stank holes. Money over stank holes.